So I just turned 41 back on February 9th. And I thought about doing this last year when I had a real meaningful birthday, which was the big 40. And I didn't execute it. And I thought, you know what? I know what people really want today. They would like me to contemplate and to write up 41 things and thoughts and observations that I have learned from my 41 years here on earth. Don't you think that's what the people really want? I told my wife that, and her reaction was, man, if I could walk around the earth thinking that everybody that I encounter wanted to hear what I had to say, that must be a wonderful way to go about life, Kyle. If I only had your confidence, is what she was saying, kind of tongue in cheek / a little bit of truth mixed in there. And maybe that is a little bit of hubris for me to think that people want to hear this, but I really enjoyed writing it up. I posted it on my personal Facebook page and shared it in my remodelers community as well. And I thought that it would make for a kind of a different and interesting podcast episode as well. What you're going to hear is kind of mixed in together, a little bit of business lessons, a little bit of personal life, a little bit of my faith life, a little bit of hobbies, all kind of mixed in together. So 41 little thoughts about life from my 41 trips around the sun. There's 41. There's a lot of them. Some of them I'll comment on. Most of them I'll just read and keep cruising. Number 1, honesty. Don't be afraid to be real and honest. Too many of us hide behind facades. We're all messed up in our own unique ways. Being honest is a good starting point for how we can move past our shortcomings and heal. I don't know what that means for you. I think sometimes there's things that we don't want to talk about. There's things that we don't want to grapple with, deal with, work through. And what I have started to realize is those things that can happen often early in life or early in adulthood really stick with us if we don't work to heal from them. Honesty, number 1. Number 2, protect your ribs. Be careful when playing basketball as a 40-year-old against a 6'3", 17-year-old, aka my son Thomas, especially when you are stubbornly competitive. A couple near-death experiences for me the last few years trying to stay competitive in basketball against my athletic 6'3" son. I still put up some wins, but I'm pretty much dead by the end of it. Number 3, 5P. Stress is what comes when I'm not prepared and I'm feeling behind. 5P equals proper preparation prevents poor performance. Work hard to be prepared for events and meetings, and it will help reduce your stress. Number 4, coffee. Coffee is wonderful. And I don't know why it took me 27 years to discover that. Thank you, Calvin, for not sleeping and forcing my hand to drink it. Our dear Calvin, our third child, he did not sleep. And there was one beautiful morning where I grabbed some coffee and realized this is exactly what I need for the rest of my life. Number 5, child of God. Having my foundation and identity as a child of God have been the roots and compass for my life since I was young, and especially since I've become an adult. And I'm infinitely thankful for that. That my faith is my roots. My faith is the compass that I use to kind of guide my life. And as I reflect on my 41 years, I can see God's hand and kindness to me through that. Number 6, work. Don't be afraid to pursue work that you love. You end up spending a large percentage of your life at work and working. I quit my job, started my own business. It was about 16 years ago now, and didn't know if that was going to be my life's work or something that I loved, but I did have the tenacity or the audacity to take a risk and to jump out and do something that brought me a lot of energy. So I encourage others to think about that. Don't kind of settle for something for your career that really doesn't light you up or bring you any kind of energy. Think about that. Number 7, hustle. We each have different levels of effort and hustle in us. Figure out how to tap into hustle more frequently. And sometimes you can get more done in an hour than you get done in an average day. Figure out for you how you can tap into those next levels of energy and hustle. For each one of us, that's a little different. Number 8, humor. Quote, humor is the seasoning of life, unquote. And then I comment, that's not an actual quote, rather. I just made it up, but I think it's true. Humor is the seasoning of life. Make sure you inject humor into your life. Number 9, the bride of Christ. Church can be hard, and it's also beautiful. Christians are called to be in community together in all its messy, wonderful, hard, beautiful mess. Lean into it, be there every week, and find ways to serve the church. Here we are in 2024. Church life for a lot of people, especially Christians who have been involved and grew up in the church, is not all sunshine and happiness. But we're also called to be active in our church. And that's hopefully a word of encouragement. Maybe somebody even listening to this is going, you know what? I need to get back there this Sunday. Do that. Number 10, ribbit. Eat your frog. What's the most important thing you need to get done that you're most likely to put off? If you can identify that and quote unquote eat it, get it done each morning, you're setting your day up for success. Eat your frog. Most important thing you need to get done that you're most likely to put off, eat that thing. That was number 10. There's 41 of these, folks, just 41 thoughts and observations from my 41 years on this earth. Are we having fun so far? If you're not, I guess you can turn it off, but I'm going to keep going. Number 11, half full. While losing your hair hurts from a looks standpoint, see? Yeah. For those of you watching the video, you can see I took my hat off there. While losing your hair hurts from a look standpoint, it makes getting ready a lot faster. Always lean towards seeing a situation as glass half full. I find that to be helpful to me as I navigate life. If we look at things and we see that there's a little bit of optimism, there's a little bit of glass half full there, I find that it tends to treat me well. Number 12, wonder. Don't lose your wonder. As we get older, it's easy to become jaded, numb, lame. Find what brings you true childlike wonder. Pursue what is wonderfully amazing to you. Don't lose it. It will make your life richer. It was interesting, the people that kind of commented when I posted the written version of this, several people mentioned that one jumped out at them. I think that's interesting. So consider that. What do you find interesting, wonderful? How do you pursue that more? How do you keep that spark of wonder alive in your life? It's kind of touchy-feely, Kyle. Darn right it is. Think about that. Number 13, for example, we're spinning in space right now. Creation is astounding. It's a thing that just drives my wonder in wonderful ways. And then I quote Psalm 19, the heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Number 14, food. If you eat a lot of unhealthy food and don't move, as you age, you start to feel more and more unhealthy. We have to work against that. I'm learning that more and more as the years go on. Mr. I could eat whatever I want when I'm 30, ain't the same at 41. Getting in a good routine and habit of eating decently can go a long ways to just how we feel and our overall health. Number 15, food. Also, food is delicious. Don't be so nuts about food and calories and the shape of your body that you don't enjoy food. I like it. Number 16 years old. I've been deeply in love with a girl since I was in high school. Her name's Sarah. She's been next to me for 25 years now and is a big part of my joy in life. Marriage is not easy. It's work. It's dying to self and serving the other. It's loving unconditionally and caring for the other no matter what. And it's worth it. And sometimes she kisses me, which is awesome too. It was very interesting to kind of reflect on your life a little bit. I spent a good number of hours kind of working on this over a few days. It was interesting to see kind of what percolated up to the top. And that one definitely was one of them. Number 17, opinions. We care too much about what other people think about us. Be aware of that and try to care less about the opinions of others. Run your race. Number 18, next right thing. If you're feeling stuck in whatever that might be, don't overthink it or worry about what comes 5 steps ahead. Just identify what is the next right thing for me to do and do that. Number 19, friendship. Work hard to develop friendships. It takes time. Your efforts won't always be reciprocated, but work hard to find a handful of people you can do life with and be 100% real with. It makes life so much richer. And there's different seasons of this. Some friends kind of come and go in as far as how close you are with each other. But I think in our society, we are pretty desperately lacking true friendship, um, whether men or women. But as a man, I think it's even more prevalent. More prevalent. Yeah. Hey, bud. Hey, how about the game? Surface stuff. But to really be real with a group, with a small group, with a handful of friends, is such a gift in life, and it takes work. So don't become complacent or lackadaisical about that. Put in effort. Maybe even text somebody right now. Pick up the phone and call. Set up a breakfast. Set up a lunch. Number 20, debt. Squash stupid debt, credit cards, etc. If you let debt hang around, it will hold you back and prevent you from achieving some of the goals you have for your life and family. And you can do it, exclamation mark. Squash stupid debt. Number 21, family. Life is too short to have full brokenness in relationships. Do everything you can to heal and mend. Don't give up on it. You won't regret it. Just pause and maybe somebody will come to mind for you on that. It's an important one. Number 22, 10,000 hours. Malcolm Gladwell wrote a book on this. Quote, the key to achieving true expertise in any skill is simply a matter of practicing, albeit in a correct way, for at least 10,000 hours. Find something you love and become really, really good at it. It will take time, but eventually you will get to the level of unconscious competence, aka mastery. Find your thing. Find your thing. That 10,000 hours is something I have seen prove itself to be true in my life and my career as well. Number 23, we're going through 41 things, folks. I'm old. We got one for every year. Thoughts and observations that I've gathered in my 41 years. Hopefully you're finding this interesting. Number 23, young. This is number 23, how old I was when we had Thomas, who's our oldest. Wow, was I young and inexperienced. But we also had youthful energy. I have no regrets about having kids early in life. It's interesting when you look at the statistics of people that are getting to having kid age, if you will, in their 20s, et cetera. And the studies and the stats are showing a bit of a dip there. Now, is that related to our own kind of selfish ambitions, our own self-absorption that we see a lot in our society? Maybe. Are things just being delayed a little bit compared to the past? Perhaps. But having kids, we have no regrets about having kids early in life. Also, we'll see what happens, but we're still going to be relatively young when all four of our kids maybe move out of the house. We'll see. We'll see. Number 24, parenting. Parenting is infinitely amazing and requires immense patience. Don't think twice about having kids, adopting kids, or finding ways to help raise kids. It's a deep well of joy and all the other human emotions you can think of. Oh, parenting. My buddy Tom says, little kids, little problems. Big kids, big problems. There's some truth to that. Wouldn't trade it for the world. And parents, keep being patient. Keep parenting. Keep holding them to a standard. Keep teaching, keep loving, keep caring for them. Keep giving empathy. You're doing good. Number 25, speed. Quote unquote, the days are long, but the years are fast. Quote unquote, don't blink. The kids will be grown before you know it. All the old timers that say things like that are right. The years with the kids go fast. Cherish the time that you have. Number 26, friendly. A gift that my father, his name's Bill Hunt, my father gave me is the gift of striking up conversations with people you don't know. Don't be afraid of saying hi or striking up a conversation. It makes life more colorful. My wife kind of rolls her eyes sometimes. My dad gave me the gift. I haven't really met a stranger before. Surely that person would love to chit chat. I don't know what we're going to talk about. We'll figure it out. Make sure we're looking up from our phones. Make sure we don't ignore an opportunity just to connect with somebody. It might be the highlight of their day. Be inquisitive, be thoughtful, be caring. Number 27, social media. Social media and TV and nonstop news is a drug. Drugs can be fun, so they say, and they are also addicting. If you're not careful, they can eat you up. Push back against that. Make sure you're setting some guidelines and some guardrails, if you will. Also, social media is a highlight reel. Don't compare yourself to someone else's highlight reel. Speaking of comparison, number 28, quote, comparison is the thief of joy, unquote, Theodore Roosevelt. Comparison can be helpful, but it can also be a thief of joy. Be careful with it. Number 29, try new things. Don't be afraid to find new hobbies and interests. Often it will lead to an enjoyable community of people around you, and it prevents you from getting stuck in a boring rut. Don't be complacent and get in this habit of, I'm tired from the day, I go home, I put on my sweatpants or PJs, which is nothing wrong with that. But if we do that every night and we scroll and we watch TV, boring rutville, we thrive. I thrive. Again, these are observations from my own life when we have activities and hobbies and things that we're doing. Life is more rich. Number 30, serve. I don't think we ever regret putting time towards serving others. And I know I don't do it nearly enough and ought to more. Anytime we're feeling overwhelmed, feeling sorry for ourselves, feeling flat, the antidote I have found to that is to figure out ways to serve others. Take the focus off ourselves and go and help and serve other people. There's all kinds of opportunities around you. Be brave and go find them. Number 31, you are what you love. This is a quote. Follow me carefully. It's philosophy. You need to curate your heart. You need to worship well because you are what you love and you worship what you love. And you might not love what you think you do. Quote, unquote. I keep saying quote, unquote. Quote, unquote at the end of it. That is from James K. Smith in a book called You Are What You Love, The Spiritual Power of Habit. Ah, the wise philosopher. You are what you love, and sometimes you love what you don't realize you love. It's an interesting book, and it really highlights if we are spending all of our time on something, if we are excited about something, and it is the wrong thing, you are what you love. Make sure you curate your heart. Woo! That was deep, Kyle. Yeah. Number 32, don't avoid. Many years ago, I saw a friend and decided I was too busy to go a little out of my way to say hi to him. It was at a gas station, as a matter of fact. His name was Matt. Instead, I went about my way and thought, I'll say hi next time. He passed away a week or so later. I always go to the person when I see them within shouting distance now. Don't hesitate or avoid. You know the exact scenario. Grocery store, restaurant, Costco, gas station. I learned that lesson to always go to the person. Do I know exactly what I'm going to say? Might it be a quick conversation? Might it turn into a 5-minute conversation when I don't have 5 minutes? Perhaps. I don't think about it anymore. I just do it. It's a good reminder for all of us. Number 33 of 41 observations that I have received, seen, experienced in my 41 years on Earth. There's only a handful left, folks. Hang in there. And I need to read them quick because I need to get to an appointment. But I won't read them too fast. Uniqueness. Number 33, uniqueness. God has wired each one of us differently. I'm finding it interesting to study different personality types. It's helping me understand people and have more empathy. I study disc profiles. It's really been the last few years that I've dove into that. It's really helping me understand how people are all wired differently in a lot of good ways. Number 34, music. Sarah, my wife, has filled my life in our house with music, and music makes life more enjoyable. Also, music shapes us. Pay attention to what you're listening to and make sure it's helping you become more like the type of person you'd like to be. There you go. Who's your favorite singer? It's an impossible question. Number 35, old. Listing out 41 of these is a lot. Sorry, but I can't quit now. Number 36, marks. Marks of the true Christian. It's from Romans 12. Paul writes, "Let love be genuine. Abhor what is evil. Hold fast to what is good. Love one another with brotherly affection. Outdo one another in showing honor. Do not be slothful in zeal. Be fervent in spirit. Serve the Lord. Rejoice in hope. Be patient in tribulation. Be constant in prayer." There's more, and you should go read it. Romans 12. Number 37, goals. Whether you are 7 or 75 years old, always have a goal or two that you're working on. I'm convinced it's healthy for each of us to be pursuing something. Even if you're 75, even if you're 65, even if you're whatever, have a goal or two that you're pursuing. I found that to be encouraging. And don't beat yourself up if you don't hit your goal. Regroup, get back on the saddle, head forward. Number 38, plant the tree. As the saying goes, if you need to plant a tree and you haven't done it yet, the best time to do it is now. Sure, you should have started watching your health or saving or fill in the blank sooner. Who cares? Start now. Don't beat yourself up. Number 39, Robin. I watched a good friend, his name's Robin, battle cancer for years and passed away last year. He showed me what a humble, God-honoring, service-filled, full life looked like. It may be the clearest lesson I've learned in my 41 years. Treasure your friends and family who are around you. Learn from each of them and mimic what is good. Number 40, bucket list. This is number 40, and last year I got to do something on my bucket list that I'll never forget. Work hard to check things off your bucket list. I love golfing. I may have gone to California last year, and I may have played a really, really wonderful course. Starts with pebble and ends with beach. Never forget it. Number 41. I'll never forget either. I played a really nice round. That was what made it fun. I've never had a caddy before. That was super fun. My wife came with me. Played really, really nicely, especially once I started just listening to the caddy and hitting it exactly where he told me and putting it where exactly he told me. But the wheels kind of fell off a little bit near the end. There was a ball that I hit in a tree and literally it got stuck in the tree on number 15. But it was amazing. Bucket list. Think about what's on your bucket list. Schedule it, plan it, figure it out. And then number 41, phew, that was long. But I hope there was a little reminder in there that helps whoever read, or in this case, is listening so far. Feel free to reach out and let me know one that resonated with you and why. My email is kyle@remodelersontherise.com. You can email me or shoot me a text. Yeah, this is my text, 517-902-8450. Hopefully that was interesting for you. A little nugget, a little something to make you think, to make you take some action. I am now heading to a doctor's appointment. My son broke his knuckle a little while back, and he's getting the cast off today. And hopefully we'll be able to get back on the basketball court. That's it, friends. Reach out anytime. Be well. Take care.